Very good morning, class 6. Today we're going to start our new chapter, that is third chapter, fiber to fabric. Alright. So under this chapter what we are going to cover is what is fiber, from where do we get fiber, how is fiber weaved from into fabric, and why do we need clothes. So students, we know that we wear clothes mainly to protect ourselves from weather like rain, sunlight, climate, extreme cold conditions or heat also, isn't it? So we also wear clothes because we want to look good. Right from the time when animal skin was used to cover the body, there has been a remarkable transition in the production, style and use of fabric for clothing. So the material which is used to make clothes is called fabric. Fabric is not only used to make clothes but also other utility items like school bags, bed sheets, curtains and other furnishings. So but how and from where do we obtain fiber? So let's continue with this short presentation. So what is a fiber basically? So a material which is available in the form of thin continuous strand is called a fiber. The thin strands of thread that we see are made up of still thinner strands called fibers, and the clothes produced by weaving or knitting textile fiber is called a fabric. Alright, whenever you go to a shop, you will going to see there are different kind of a fabric you will see, not fibers. आप धागा तो नहीं देख के आते ना, आप हमेशा fabric देखते हैं, ठीक है? So there are two types. There are two types of fibers we are going to study. First one is a natural fiber and second is man-made fiber or synthetic fiber. So under natural fiber we are going to study plant and animal sources. From where do we get the natural fiber? So natural fibers, the fibers which are obtained from plant and animals are called natural fibers, and their examples are cotton, wool, jute and silk. This you already know. So animal fibers, if we see animal fiber, fibers like wool and silk are obtained from animals, therefore they are called animal fibers, isn't it? So silk is a natural protein fiber, some forms of which can be woven into a textile. The protein fiber of silk is composed mainly of fibronin and produced by certain insect larvae to form a cocoon. So the name of that protein is fibronin and it is usually formed by the silk moth and through its saliva, which usually becomes hard whenever it comes in the contact of the air. Okay, so this is how we usually get a silk fiber. Actually, you already heard this story about that silk is believed to be discovered by Chinese princes and it is obtained from the cocoon of the silkworms. Silk is a very expensive fabric from which saris, shirts, ties and scarves are made, isn't it? So the second type or second source is a wool. So woolen clothes like sweaters, coats, mufflers, gloves, etc. are worn in winter. They do not allow heat to escape and keep the body warm. So wool is mainly obtained from the hair of the sheep, as you can see in this picture. So the fleece means the hair of the sheep, and sheep, goat, camel, yak, llama, alpaca are the camels and other animals also. Angora goat, you must have heard about. Angora rabbit is there. So these animals have thick coat hair on their body because the hair traps the air and air is poor conductor of heat. So the thick layer of a hair keep their body warm and protect them from the harsh cold. So apart from clothing, wool is also used for carpeting, felting, non-woven clothes and many furnishing things also. So the next type of a fiber, we have studied about natural fiber. The second type is a man-made or a synthetic fiber. So the synthetic fiber, the fiber that are synthesized in laboratory and are called man-made or synthetic fiber. For example, nylon, polyester, makmal, fur, etc. and acrylic also, polyesters also. So for thousands of years back, students, natural fibers were the only ones available for making a fabric, isn't it? So synthetic fibers have been made only in the last hundreds or so. Many synthetic fibers like nylon, rayon, terylene, etc. have been developed so far and they are used to make the synthetic clothes. Synthetic clothing is more durable and easy to maintain. And these clothes do not absorb much water, dry up fast, are soft to touch and do not form wrinkles. And they are even not attacked by the moths also. As synthetic fibers do not absorb water or sweat, they are not comfortable to wear in hot and humid weather. Nowadays, synthetic fibers are often mixed with natural fiber such as cotton or wool to make a fabric which is strong and which can absorb the sweat or water. Alright. So this is what we are, this man-made or synthetic fiber is, and that is why these are synthesized so that we can make use less of the natural fibers. So under natural fiber, students, we are going to study cotton. Cotton is a soft, fluffy staple fiber that grow in a bowl or a protective case around the seed of the cotton plant of the genus Gossypium in the mallow family Malvaceae. The fiber is most pure cellulose, and under natural conditions, the cotton balls will increase the dispersal of the seed. So natural fiber, we are studying the plant source. We have already studied the animal source in the starting only, in the beginning only. So majorly it is usually produced in India, China, Egypt, US and Russia. And in India, cotton plants are grown in Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Punjab. So the proper climatic condition which they like, the cotton plant usually like, is between 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. And the type of a soil where it grows is a black soil, which has a great retain moisture in, which is best for the cultivation for the cotton. So, but black soil is found southern India, whereas alluvial soil is mostly found in northern parts of the India. So production of cotton, how cotton is produced, that cotton seeds. Cotton seeds are sown in early springs, and cotton plants grow quite rapidly and take the shape of a bush within 2 months. These flowers are either white or yellow and gradually turn to pink. The fruits are called cotton balls, as we have already talked about, and are size of a lemon. On maturity, these cotton balls burst open, exposing the seeds and cotton fibers. From the balls, cotton is handpicked and seeds are separated from the fibers. So this process of removing cotton seeds from fibers by combing is called a ginning. So as we have already talked about that where it is grown in India, but it is prehistoric time. At the time date to prehistoric times, fragments of cotton fabric dated to the 5th millennium BC have been found in the Indus Valley civilization. From that time, cotton has been cultivated. All right. So the process of cotton making, from field to fabric, the process of making cotton transforms the raw fibers into a thread, yarn and fabric in 3 steps, that is preparation, then spinning is done, and then weaving is done, as well as knitting. So how preparation is done, there is, you can see here in the picture, I am just showing you the picture, students. There is nothing in your book, just for the knowledge this picture has been taken. So to be used for thread or fabric, raw seed cotton must be cleaned and free of debris. डेब्रीज जो कूड़ा वगैरह भी बेटा इन कॉटन सीड्स के साथ आ जाता है और इसीलिए उसको रिमूव करना जरूरी होता है. सो सीड्स, बर्ड्स, डर्ट, स्टेम्स एंड लीफ मटेरियल आर रिमूव फ्रॉम द कॉटन ड्यूरिंग गिनिंग, और ये गिनिंग के टाइम में किया जाता है. सो द प्रोसेस ऑफ सेपरेटिंग कॉटन फ्रॉम सीड, ये गिनिंग की डेफिनेशन ही है बेटा कि गिनिंग is basically removing the cotton seeds from the fiber by combing is called a ginning. All right. So the fibrous material left after removing seeds from cotton balls is called a lint. बेटा गिनिंग जो है ट्रेडिशनली पहले हाथ से किया जाता था, but later machines also came into use, and it was first invented by Eli Whitney, where she usually invented a machine at that time for ginning of the this process, that is for this cotton ginning. All right. Next is spinning. After the collection and after cleaning and ginning, we usually undergo the next process, that is called spinning. And the process of making yarn from fibers is called a spinning. Fibers from a mass of cotton wool are drawn out and twisted. As you can see here, this a lady in the picture, she's doing with her hand, manually she's doing. And one more lady, she's using a takli. Okay. So she's using what do we call it as? Mahatma Gandhi is used to use this charkha. So usually in villages of India, lint is directly spun into a yarn on a spinning wheel or a charkha. And another simple device, spinning yarn, is hand spindle or takli. You must have seen this takli also. So the spinning process undergoes this, like fibers from a mass of a cotton wool are drawn out and twisted, and this brings the fibers together to make a strong yarn. So yarn made up of staple fiber is known as spun yarn, because the staple fibers would undergo number of process stages so that yarn can be made out of them. The procedure or process stages is correct sequence is called as the spinning. So you just understand the meaning of the spinning basically, students. It is there in your book, and underline it properly. The earliest spinning was done on hand looms and a small scale. With the development of a power loom which runs on electricity, spinning became a large-scale activity. So this led to the significant improvement and variation in cotton fiber, students. So there are many ways to make fabric from yarn. The two main processes of making fabric are called weaving and knitting. So under weaving, what happened? Weaving is a method of a textile production in which two distinct sets of yarns or threads are interlaced or interlinked, alright, at right angles to form a fabric or a cloth. Other methods are knitting, crocheting, felting, braiding or plaiting. The longitudinal threads are called the wrap and the lateral threads are the waft or the filling. Alright. So the next is, it is not there, but I'm just going to tell you this, that the knitting is the art of making a piece of fabric from a long single yarn. You must have seen your grandmother and mother knitting with the two crochet stable cloth or woolen sweaters, and you get a single yarn. Knitting is done by hand as well as by a machine also. Nowadays it is done by machines, alright, but it's usually in our my grandmother, she also knits a sweater, so we usually get a single yarn, alright. So the next comes the one more type of a plant fiber, that is jute. Jute is long, soft, shiny vegetable fiber that can be spun into a coarse, strong threads. It is produced primarily from plants in the genus Coricoceous, which was once classified with the family Tilleaceae and more recently with the Malvaceae. Jute was used for making textiles in the Indus Valley civilization since the 3rd millennium BC. Likewise, we have talked about the cotton only. So how we usually make a process of making a jute. But first of all, you must know that how, in which part of India it usually grown. Jute in India is basically grown in West Bengal, Bihar and Assam. And the proper climate which they need is 24 degrees Celsius to 37 degrees Celsius. And they usually prefer to grow in alluvial soil. So the cultivation harvesting, jute is cultivated in rainy season. Sowing is usually done at the time of February and May month. Jute plants can grow up to the height of 2.5 to 3 meter. And to obtain a good quality of jute, harvesting is done at the flowering stage. The stems of the harvested plants are immersed in water for about 12 to 20 days. And the stems rot, sad jate hain beta, due to the action of bacteria present in water. And then fibers are separated from the rotten stems by hand. And this process is called a retting. The jute fibers thus obtained are dried, cleaned and made into a small bundles. So you already know where we use, as you have seen in the picture, uses of jutes are, jute yarn is used to make packaging clothes, sacks, carpets, rugs, stools, curtains and ropes also. Refined jute is used to make the dress material, bags, jute based jewelry, ornament is also available these days. Alright. So under man-made or synthetic fiber, let me tell you, because it is not given too precisely in your book, just for the knowledge only. These are also known as man-made fibers and synthetic fibers. We have already talked about that is with the help of a chemical processes. And the synthetic fibers can be woven into a fabric just like a natural fiber. Some of the examples here you can see is rayon, polyester, nylon, acrylic and plastic. So students, we have completed with this topic for your synthetic and kinds of synthetic fibers. Next topic will do, that is need for clothing, that I am going to send you tomorrow. Please read the book also and watch this video carefully, and your doubts will be clear during Google Meet. Thank you, students.